Well, hi, Amber. How are you today?
Good, good.
Good. And where are you right now?
I'm currently at my house. I'm inside my living room. I was outside. I thought I was going to be able to do like a cute little scenic background, but it's like 90 degrees outside,
Oh
so that
man,
wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I'm
not
like
happening
breaking a
today.
sweat.
Not happening today.
Yeah,
All right.
like,
Well, thank you so much for sitting able to sit down and take the interview here. Something that I'd kind of like to just ask real quick is how are you handling with the pandemic and everything that's been going on?
just hanging in there and finding new ways every day to connect to new fans and stay close to the current fans that I have. I think it's all about like staying as innovative as possible and just staying as connected as possible. Um, yeah, just I'm really just trying my best. I think that's where everyone's at. It's kind of difficult to navigate the landscape where it is currently. So,
Well, how are you trying to reconnect with some of your older fans, but how are you also trying to do new ways to get newer fans?
well, it kind of sucks because I'm kind of like computer stupid, so it's hard for me to like figure out like how to be super innovative, like with like Zoom and like live performances. Like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to figure out the technical aspects of things like that. But actually, as of right now, I'm like running a campaign, a 30-day mental health awareness campaign, and I'm using like one of my songs to raise proceeds for the Trevor Project. So that's been like one of something really cool that I've been able to do online and something cool I've been able to do to connect to new fans and also keep, old fans listening and keep them engaged and like keeping them excited about what I'm going to do in the future. So,
Well, that's great, especially during this time. At least you've got you're going around and you're still getting your marketing and your branding out there.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
So a question that I kind of like to throw everybody in the beginning here is kind of like what caused you to want Amber Ryann to be an artist? What was the factor that kicked this off?
Definitely growing up, music was like became a solace for me. At a very young age, I was like bullied a lot, and I had gone through depression, and I've dealt with anxiety, and I remember myself feeling just super alone and not being able to correlate that feeling to anything in particular, just not being able to understand the way I was feeling until I had seen bands, that I was really interested in, and I started, engaging with their music and I just felt like that feeling was powerful, like that feeling of relatability and, giving someone some place to belong and, I don't know, just the power of relatability. That's kind of like what put me in this position and what makes me want to make music every day. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
So what were maybe like some artists or some bands that maybe you looked up to that kind of really hit what you just talked about?
It was for sure my very first favorite band ever was My Chemical Romance, so that's like what really put me on.
Nice,
I was
nice.
like a big like Linkin Park fan.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think the first CD I'd ever bought from a band was a France like Fernie CD. I don't know,
Nice,
yeah. Like
yeah.
I'm like super like old school with that, but that was when MTV was like playing music videos and like rock videos all throughout the summer. So I remember I just used to stay at home and watch videos like all day long. So
That's awesome. I definitely can remember the times of MTV having music on beyond 4 a.m. to 8
yeah,
a.m.
yeah, Sucker Free Sundays and like everything else.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah, it's
pretty
all
crazy.
great, all of it. So big day today though. You've got your new single out. I'm probably gonna say it wrong. Williams, Sonoma, right?
Yeah,
All right, I got it. I did it.
I
Sweet.
put perfect.
But so what going into that song? What were some of the things that helped inspire to write this song and to really create the song?
Well, I love to cook. Like that's one of the things that I really, really, really love to do. Like I've been saying recently, like if I wasn't an artist, I would be like a chef, even though that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna be a chef. But if I wasn't an
Never
artist, I
say
would be a
never.
chef.
Never say never.
I I hope I could maintain being an artist, like honestly. But yeah, just I remember going in the Williams Sonoma store. Everything's super expensive and super nice, and I love going into like cooking stores. I love to look at pots and pans and like cooking utensils. So that's kind of like what inspired it honestly. Like I'd I'd love to have a big kitchen one day. Love to have a little island and I'd love to have some quality like pots and pans. So it is what it is.
So I kind of was looking at it, and that it intrigued me that cooking was kind of what inspired this. So what is your signature dish then?
My signature dish. That's funny. I really, really like. I want to make this my signature dish. So I really like this grilled cheese mac and cheese thing I'm doing.
Okay, okay.
So
How do you make that, and like what goes on it? Obviously,
so it's like two. I like toast two really good pieces of like sourdough bread,
okay.
and then I'll put my mac and cheese on top. You know, like a sandwich.
Oh,
I'll put it in
right.
between, and then I'll have some like tomato soup on the side.
Oh man, that
Yeah,
you sold me. You sold me.
yeah.
That I'm a sucker
I'm
for grilled cheese. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm a trash foodie. So like I really love trash food and I want to like refine that. And I think that's like an LA thing for sure. Like we're just trash foodies over here. So
I've been out to LA, and you guys have a couple really good restaurants out there that I love, and I did not even say it's trash. Foodie is foodie. You know, it don't matter what kind of food it is.
yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, going back to kind of the song, what are you kind of planning on to go for? What are you planning on this song to do, and really, what was it focused to reach out to?
For sure. Well, I feel like in hip hop particularly and like even just like mainstream music, there's a lot of like brand dropping, like
Mhm.
Gucci, Louis, Prada, like that you know it's dope. It's not me, but I just kind of wanted to be in that realm, but like maybe drop something a little bit different,
Okay.
like Williams Sonoma. You know, that's kind of like what I aspire to flex with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and I mean cooking is like I don't know, cooking is such a big part of my life. Like when I think of like accomplishing goals and I don't know, like having a big house one day and like being able to like host a lot of people I care about and like cook them meals and I don't know. Yeah.
So, what inspired the cooking aspect of your life? Like, what caused you to just want to cook and love it?
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know. I'm kind of convinced that like you hit this point in your 20s where you start watching like the Food Network or like like
Yes,
then you
the
just
DIY channel and stuff like that.
I just can't even believe it because I used to get so pissed off at like my grandma when she turned that stuff on. I used to get really annoyed, but like I don't know. I just started watching Chopped and like home TV and like or whatever that is, and I just kind of fell into it once I started cooking, and I don't know. I fell in love to it. I fell in love with it. I'm a very like competitive person too, and I'm usually competitive with myself, so I push myself to learn new things every day and cooking is kind of complex in that way, and it's fun to compete with yourself to see if you could like you know level up. So
On top of that, it's always good when somebody says you got great cook. You got great.
oh yeah,
It's a
for
great
sure,
feeling.
for sure. That's the best thing. One thing, like I said, I love to before all this stuff happened. Like I love to invite friends over and just like cook a whole bunch of food for absolutely no reason. It's just it's just a lot of fun. So
I mean, you got to eat to live, right? So I mean, it's something
yeah,
you got to do every day.
yeah, for
Um, so kind of this question it's more of a recent one that I've been kind of like talking to with some artists is, so how do you feel about your songs and your work once it's out and it's published and everybody can hear it now, it's all on all the platforms. How do you feel about that work? I've kind of heard a couple of different things from everybody, and I just kind of want to know your answer it is to this.
Yeah, I think it's a strange kind of feeling because by the time like the song drops, like I'm to the point where I've heard it like a million times. Like
Work
I'm
on it for
ready
so long.
to, yeah, I'm ready to move on to like the thing I just wrote yesterday, and like those sometimes the emotions that are even being conveyed aren't really even relevant in the moment. But the way that I look at it, even with music that I'm not so like, I wouldn't even say not so proud of because I'm proud of everything, but um, even music that I'm not pushing today that's not so relevant to my brand and not so relevant to my sound, like that's just a part of the journey. And I also think it's important for like fans to see that and understand that, especially like with me, because I want them to see. Because like, have you ever like looked at like an artist's like discography and then you like look back and it's just so like pristine, like it almost doesn't even make any sense. Like it doesn't even feel like they've had like any type of I don't know internal journey like within their music, and you can't see like that growth. And like, even though like I'm not like, I don't have like the best quality of music in the past, I'd rather people see like I literally came from the dirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should. It
So
shows growth from your song to song or album to album, however you want to
yeah,
look.
exactly.
I asked that question just because so many artists that I've talked to recently have said that they either like are so annoyed after overworking the song so much that they don't want to listen to it at all. I had a previous artist actually tell me that they run out of the room when other people are there because they don't want to get like, I guess, that disappointment, or like, ah. I guess when you get to that point that people are listening, what do you think when maybe you hear your song come on or somebody starts playing it? Like, do you have those kind of like judgmental thoughts, or do you kind of go, all right, that's my stuff right there?
I think the one thing I learned very, very on, just to avoid any sort of feelings of like cringe, is just like always put your best foot forward. You'll always have peace of mind. So like anything I put out, like from the jump, I'm just thinking like this is the best I could have done with this, and I really like this, and whatever. I do still have those cringy moments. Like I don't really like hearing my voice recorded.
Yes.
But like I definitely own it. Like I'm gonna own everything I put out there for the most part.
I can definitely relate with having to record your voice, because definitely redoing and like editing these interviews and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, why do I sound like that? What did I?
Yeah.
It's just funny hearing yourself, I think, when you're not actually speaking.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess with everything that's been happening, what do you see for you as an artist for the rest of 2020, beyond and even past the pandemic, once we get back to a little bit of normalcy?
Mm. To be 150%. So I'm just going to be like 150% honest. It's been really hard for me to set any sort of expectation at this point. I
Mhm.
think things are so up in the air. Like I wish I could be so self-reassuring and be like, once this is all over, like I'm going to take the world by storm and do what I set out to do. I think right now I'm taking everything day by day, and that's actually helped me become an even better artist and like a more transparent and honest artist, because you just don't know what's going to happen like tomorrow, the next day. So like I want to put my best work into the world, and I want to be my honest self. And I think that sort of perspective has only come from like the uncertainty of like this whole thing. So I definitely can't give you a for sure answer. I'm going to keep going, until I can't. um,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's like my thing, but I can't say for sure. I want to say sky's the limit, but I can't say for sure.
No, I mean that makes a lot of sense, and honestly, that doesn't day by day does not only get you better as an artist, it gets you better as just a human being overall. Like,
For sure.
so definitely get yourself focused. Um, Honestly, I do you have anything else? Because you've ran me out of questions here. I tried to get as much as I could, and man, you killed it. You killed it for me.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm surprised. Yeah.
I
it's,
wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised.
it's been very awkward taking interviews at the house and like doing everything else, like things are just different. But I'm really happy that you reached out and we got to do this. So
No, I definitely wanted to reach out. I know Gannon had been at Major Stage, had been contacting me multiple times, sending me some stuff of yours. I posted the ground sounds with one of your songs. I love a lot of your work. You're doing great things, even with the conditions that everything's going on. I mean, it just shows the perseverance that you have as an artist to keep going,
yeah,
and I have to respect that as just somebody that's always trying to grind. So,
for sure.
but I appreciate you. It was an honor interviewing you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and your week. And just want to give you a couple little shout outs here for your social. It's at Amber Ryan for, I believe, for your Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Is that
For
correct?
for uh for Instagram, it's gonna be at Ryan Breezy.
Okay, Ryan Breezy at Instagram. Okay, and then
Yeah,
Amber Ryan for Facebook and Twitter.
for Facebook and Twitter. Yep.
All right, cool. Well, thanks again. Definitely we'll have this up ready to go on our groundsounds.com, and hope to see you in the future.
Yeah. Thanks so much. We'll definitely keep in touch.
Will do.
All right. Cool.
All right,
Thanks.
bye bye.
Bye.